Right turn, Clyde.
Stream has begun. I think.
Yippee.
No, you're supposed to lead off.
I'm Kyle Van Meter.
And I'm JH, and together we're the Round Barn Podcast.
This is entertaining. I love technology.
Makes one of us. Well, let's see, where were we? Last weekend, we had a work weekend. It looked like you guys got a bunch done out there.
There was quite a bit accomplished. Joe Butler and Larry Landis put hand railing up at the depot.
Yeah, I saw that. That looked good.
Hopefully, it would keep everybody from falling off now.
That would be
As
nice.
long as Granny doesn't go down the ramp too fast to make the 90-degree corner, because we don't have the other one up yet.
Well, it's a short ramp. It shouldn't be that bad.
And then,
Did you guys do anything at the dentist office? I know we had the ceiling stuff there.
good job, Dipstick. Drop another chair.
Our producer just tripped over a chair for no reason. Oh, wait, no, maybe Brenda did. I'm not sure. One of them.
No, it was Damien.
It was Damien? Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so those...
Me and Larry got the ceiling put up in the dentist office.
Excellent, excellent.
That's always fun, trying to put square lumber into a building that
Is not square.
is nowhere near square.
Then you had a bunch of people show up for brush, didn't you? Help moving brush out of the way, and it looked like you had a backhoe or something back in there along the west fence row.
Yeah, Brian Ringel brought his 780 case backhoe in and started ripping out stumps and old trees that are not safe. Tom and Susie Runkle came in. And they were cleaning up a bunch of the brush that was blown down and brought their chainsaw, and Tom ran that until he just couldn't run it anymore.
Good,
It was greatly appreciated.
good, good, good. That's awesome.
Joe Butler ran around picking up brush with our little loader, which looked like a tinker toy compared to that backhoe.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's, and then what, IBA, they had the blacksmiths. They had, what, like 8 people in the shop this past weekend?
Yeah, Mark Blosser told me there were 8 blacksmiths that showed up.
Good, good. That's a heck of a group if you get the chance. They're what's just like the work weekend, second weekend of the month.
Second weekend every month, they start around 9 o'clock, and usually around noon they're hanging their hammer up, ready to head home because they've had enough.
Yeah, people don't realize that there's actually a learning space there that has like 3 or 4 student forges.
I think they're
Something.
up to 6.
Are they up to 6 now?
I
Gee
think
whiz.
so.
But it's a great place. You can get several students working on each forge. If you've got any interest in trying to blacksmith or learning about blacksmithing, come out for their weekend and have a go at it. Get in touch with these guys.
Well,
Great group of guys.
Fred Oden, that does that out there, that kind of started all of that, has actually taught hammer control to one of the people that won the Forged in Fire that's on TV.
Yeah. He was out for trail last year, wasn't he? I'm forgetting
I
the
think
gentleman's
last year,
name.
The year before, I can't remember his name
Yeah.
either.
And then let's see, last weekend the gun show was in.
Oh my God.
And I stopped in there. That was interesting because I hadn't been to one of those in a while. And it used both of the big rooms on the north end of the museum. And it was pretty much wall-to-wall people.
It's one of them things like you see on Facebook. If I win $1 million, I'm not telling anybody, but there will be signs. That's because my F-350 would have been fully loaded leaving.
With everything, yeah. No, it was neat getting a chance to stop in and see that and see what all was going on. So upcoming stuff, Redbud. Oh, gee whiz. So last weekend of this month is Redbud. And, again, the 4th Mass, they are coming up to play music. The 42nd Pipe Band sounds like it's kind of like herding cats, I guess, dealing with musicians. That makes sense. So some of the pipers had already planned other activities. So some of them may make it, some of them may not. Not holding our breath on that, but trail is when we'll definitely have them in. Then our little Kievsky group will be doing a cannon demo with Charek, our little 3-pound gun. And we're also going to be doing the candy cannon. So we're going to have kind of a new little kid program that we're doing. And
Do you seriously shoot candy out of a cannon?
mortar, out of a mortar. So we shell the kids with candy. No, we fire candy out of the mortar, then they get to go pick it up. But they count down and then we touch it off and all that, so that's fun. Let's see. Did you say the Woolovers? Woolovers are coming in for
We have to
Walker
make
music?
sure that all the milk duds are in the proper packaging because we do have deer out there. Yeah, the Wolvers are going to be there doing their musical demonstration.
Excellent.
Karen Hoover with the
The Bird Lady?
Bird Lady, the Hoots to Howls, she's going to be in there.
What else she have last year? I mean, they do
I have never had the chance to see one of her programs. About 10 minutes before she started last year, I got the phone call that the cattle were walking down our lane. I forgot to close the gate when I did chores, so I had to leave in a abrupt hurry.
Well, that doesn't help. Okay, so no,
right.
that they do. She's got a neat rehab program she's working with, and she brings in birds from that. So that's pretty cool. Then vendors, we've got some little miscellaneous vendors. There's one I'm waiting on confirmation on that if they're in, I know they'll have like period candy and stuff and honey and different stuff like
Excellent.
that. Yeah, I love the little dark cherries candies that they have. They taste awesome.
And yeah, you got the guys that are just sitting there doing their little handcrafted stuff, and they got their little setup, and they're always more than willing to teach and talk about stuff. All you have to do is ask a question.
Oh yeah, sometimes not even that much.
Yeah, just walk by and they'll start the conversation for you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Then let me see, jumping past. Or you got some?
I'm hoping to get a hold of the gentleman and get the hawk and knife throw set up this year.
That'd be good. Yeah.
That would be different.
Well, I know we've got some people in town that have been doing, going to some of the axe throwing bars in that, and it would be fun to actually see how they
There's
could compete
seriously an
against.
axe throwing bar.
Well, as they're traveling, they'll hit some of these bars that actually have axe throwing spots in them. So it'd be fun to get some of these guys out and actually see how they do against like the rendezvous kids who have grown up doing it.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah,
Alcohol and hatchets. Good idea.
and knives. They throw
Now,
both.
so now we're going to arm the drunks.
Oh sure.
Wonderful.
Oh yeah. So jumping forward, May 25th was that? Is that Veterans Day? That's Veterans Day, isn't it?
That's Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
weekend.
I'm slow. You know this. We're having a special program at the Tombaugh Center for vets.
Yeah, Jerry's got the place fixed up and looking good for all the war memorabilia. And then, yeah, I don't know who we're going to have do this, but hopefully we have some speaker in there. Otherwise, it's just going to be walk around and look at everything and have some people there to talk about it.
Well, I guess there's a question to throw out to our vets in our community. Who would you like to see? Who would you like to hear? Who would you like to come in as a speaker? Throw that out there. Put it in the comments.
Yeah, it'd be neat if we had some old World War II vets still in the area that could come out there and actually talk about the stuff that they used in that war, or even Korea. 'Cause they got a lot of stuff from that era.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the following weekend, the 30th of May and to the first day of June, that Friday night, Saturday, and into Sunday, we're having the camp out there. Back
Awesome.
At the woods.
Yeah, back in the south end.
Yeah. Hopefully the mosquitoes won't be too bad. That's DNR free fish weekend. Doesn't cost anything to go fishing. You don't have to have a license.
There's
And,
supposed to be a catfish hole back there somewhere.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. But I keep hearing about it, but I've never fished back in there.
Yeah. I'm not much for fishing out of a river. I love to go fishing just for the simple fact nobody bothers you.
Yeah,
Then Father's Day weekend,
That's
They
what,
have,
June 15? Yeah, June
they had
15.
that weekend, the 13th, 14th, I think the 15th, they're having Fulton County Power Show. They're going to be set up out there, the tractor show, and they usually have a old corn sheller set up.
No, that's the tractor club or whatever out there at the museum
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah, it's a tractor club.
Neat group of people.
So if you can get your buddy to come back, CJ, which we have CJ Northrup and Reese Meyer sitting here with us today. And some reason Reese is here from Hawaii. Why anybody would visit Indiana from Hawaii
Well,
is
because
beyond me.
he's been going to Hillbilly Harvard down there at Terre Haute with
Vincennes?
CJ. No. No, that's at Vincennes. No, Rose Ullman.
Oh,
Yeah, somehow CJ talked his way in and managed to pick up Reese on the way through. And it's coming up on Easter, so they get their second spring break for Easter. And rather than flying Reese all the way back to Hawaii, we drug him up here to torture him with farm ground, ponds,
poor kid.
giant dogs
And he could be sitting on
on a beach in
Waikiki
Hawaii.
Beach. Yeah, tough life. Then comes our August event,
Round Barn
Round Barn
Days.
Days.
Not Round Barn Festival, Round Barn Days.
Round Barn
That's what you
Days.
guys tell me every freaking meeting about it. Because I keep
Well,
saying festival.
That's because that's what we've grown up with
Yeah.
and heard for 40 or 50 years.
Yeah. But,
I have the Delicious Depot. They're going to be setting up their food truck. Mm-hmm. The Round Barn Creamery setting up with unknown amount of ice cream that they're bringing in different flavors. We're going to I have at least 2 bands right now confirmed. I'm, depending on how bad the tornado damage was, going to depend on my third one. And we're looking at anybody that wants to sell crafts or homemade items. We're looking for vendors. We're more than willing to take about anybody right now, try to get this event up and going.
awesome. Awesome, awesome. And this is something we're not really concerned about, historic time frame with this. With this, we're more interested in just celebrating the community.
Yeah, we're trying to put it together maybe 3 times on Saturday and a couple times Sunday. Take a tour of the round barns, take a drive and see the different round barns in the community. That would be, I don't even know where they're all at.
I know where 3 are.
I can think of 4 or 5. Mm-hmm.
It says there's only 6 or 7. That's you got the bulk of them.
Because we have the one at the museum. Mm-hmm. We have one out here at the horse farm at 50 North and 31 golf course. Mm-hmm. And then you got Callaway's down on 25. Mm-hmm. You've got the one on 25 north of Rochester. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then the Opioder barn out at our farm.
Oh, yeah, and then yours. So, yeah, I know where 6 of them are.
That might be all of them anymore. There are not that
And
many
I think
left.
there's one just across the county line in either Marshall or Kosciuszko
Yeah, but that's not
County.
here.
Well, Callaway's not in Fulton County.
Isn't? I thought it was.
No, they're on the other side of the line.
Well, we can redraw that line.
Yeah, well, they're good people.
Just
They help
me.
us out up here a lot.
Yes.
Speaking of the Callaways, I'm going to be getting in touch with them to see if we can't have horse rides during the Round Barn Days.
That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. Are they the ones that also have the wagon?
I know a lot of people that
no,
have wagons.
who's got the horse team and wagon here locally? We've got the Amish guy we've worked with before.
That's
Is that Callaway's?
Callaway's. I think they have Heflingers.
You want to touch base with them? Sorry, guys, this is kind of a sudden
Yeah.
a sudden committee meeting. You want to touch base with them and see if we can get that out there also?
Yeah,
Because we had the Dutchies out there last year. Give Callaway a shot this year.
Dutchies are Amish. In
Amish,
case you
yeah.
didn't know it. Bucketheads,
Many
whatever you want to
different
call them.
kinds of Dutchies. Yeah,
Then,
but I see if Callaway's game to do it.
Yeah, we can get a hold of them. I think it's Callaway's grandson doing it now, but
That works.
yeah, I'm sure that Melinda has their information.
Okay. And then let me see. From that, jumping to trail there in September. Of course, that's our big one. And just a lot happening in the backdrop, working on that.
Yes.
A lot of pieces in motion. We don't necessarily have definite things upon which to report right now, but
Yeah, we're definitely working on improving trail and bringing it back.
yeah. I guess we gotta say, and the Cherokee will be here.
Oh,
that's
yeah. The Cherokee
we gotta,
are going to be there.
gotta bring up mention Sonny. A lot of good stuff. Going on.
And we got Andy Bowers bringing Forest of Fears that's been at Akron.
Halloween program.
Halloween program. It'll be the last 3 weekends in October. And it'll be, which will hit Halloween weekend. And then
Okay.
hopefully we're able to get our Santa Village off the ground this year. And since we have a 14-foot Santa out there in a building, we might as well do
Celebrate it
something
and
to
use it.
have a
Yeah.
little fun.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in possibly decorating one of the buildings or want to sell some type of candy
Or carolers. If we get carolers,
Oh,
that would be
yeah.
amazing. Now, something with all this stuff, we're adding new programming and working on making more happen there because it's something you've got to have occupancy. So we're working to get more people out there. We've got to rebuild a volunteer base, bunch of other stuff along those lines. And probably people are like, oh, why are you doing that? That's so cool. I said, we're doing it so we can invest in the museum.
Yeah.
That's set as it is since what, the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah,
So
most of
we're
that
we're trying now to go
stuff
ahead
in there hasn't
and-
changed since '85, I think.
Yeah, so now we're trying to go ahead and get money back in. And we've heard it said before that's like, oh, the board's not willing to invest in the museum. This board is. We've got to work on getting the funds out. We've been working on grants. We've hit some hiccups that I think we finally figured out what they were to work on some of the bigger projects, like getting the power line and getting the Wi-Fi all the way back to the woods.
That
Working
that-
on-
that'll be a big one.
Yeah, and then we've got some stuff. Had the health department out recently, just confirming, that we're in good shape. They had some things they pointed out we needed to work on, so we're getting that stuff fixed, like what, a mop sink or something. And
Yes, yeah, a mop dump sink, which I didn't even know what one was, and Dawn had to show me, and lo and behold, when they built the new addition, they put one in back there.
Oh, so we've already got one
We've
anyway.
already got that.
Okay, so it's some
you know,
touch up more than anything. Then, so we're getting that stuff squared away. So the idea with the extra programming, we are not for profit, is to draw revenue. So in getting the revenue in, that's the money, so we can invest back in our museum and work again on making this a destination site with destination events. Draw people from the region, not just move Fulton County dollars around, but what works to grow our economy is bringing in dollars from outside the county.
Yes. That'd be nice if we could get on Google to where it is a marked stop along the US 31 corridor.
Yeah, that would help also as they go through to keep the access open
Yes.
for us. Yeah. So we've got, there's a lot going on out there. We're working on a lot of cleanup, and we've got a lot more to go. We've got structures. We've got some old crappy structures that'll be coming down before trail. Trail's going to look different this year. We've got structures coming down. We've got trees coming down. We've got staging for more stuff going forward. Going to be overhauling the shooting range for one thing. Redoing the map of the property. We've got timber harvest going into south of the village, and that's going to open up more opportunity for specific vendor types there.
Because we're going to do what is it, a flintlock and the old black powder musket.
And rifle shooting range back there. So we're looking like a 25, 50, 75, 100 yard range. So we can actually get like regular shoots going again. I had a couple people here locally reach out to me recently saying, hey, I'm going to get a muzzleloader. What do you suggest? And had a fun little discussion kick off from that. There's so much you can do. Not an inline. Inlines are blasphemy. But actual black powder muzzleloaders.
What the heck's inline?
Exactly. Just stay that way. It's much
Okay.
better. Okay. So yeah, so it's these are activities we're setting up and areas we're developing so we can increase activity levels on the property and be able to do more. And that brings in revenue, and that's how we can go and do further upgrades on the property.
Yeah, it takes, since you and I have been back on the board, 2 years now, maybe 3?
Something.
It is amazing the amount of money it takes to try to keep those old buildings maintained
Oh yeah.
and trying to keep them looking authentic. Luckily, there's people in the community that have their little woodworking shop and they're retired and they're able to help make this stuff in-house, and
Yeah.
otherwise it would cost, I don't want to know how much
Oh,
more
yeah.
trying to make some of these
Oh,
trim
yeah.
pieces to look right.
And we've still got, and we've still got opportunities like with the printing presses, the cider press. We've got other hands-on areas. Of course, the IBA, the blacksmiths we mentioned earlier, they've been doing a fantastic job up there. So there's a lot of hands-on opportunity. And we've got more we're looking at developing as we go, but right now we've got to get the facilities under
If
control.
anybody has something they think that our site would be useful for, leave a comment, in the podcast, let us know what that would be.
Yeah, if you got an idea for an event, throw it out.
As we got that 20-acre open field, we can surely put it to good use for something.
Well, the property is roughly a mile long from the lane north of us to the river. We got a lot of room to do a lot of stuff. And at this point, it's one of those, we're game to try it. We want activities. We want to be able to reach out and do more with the community, with the history and culture of our community, celebrate it. And again, work on developing this site and programs into destinations.
It'll be entertaining to see all this starting to fall together, and I have a feeling all at once it's just going to kind of crash and we're going to go, voila, there it is.
I hope that's a positive crash.
Well,
Well,
every crash can be positive. That's why they sell so many new pickup trucks.
that's right. That's right. If it crashes right, we get a new park. Great.
Yeah.
So
Let's not try that.
no. That's we've avoided that.
Yeah, we've headed off a lot of problems that we saw coming in years down the road.
And we've got others that have surprised us, but I think we've got a good staff and we've got good people in place to head that off and keep working on building.
Yeah. It's a pretty good board to be working with right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got, Donna and Becky and Carol Boyer help Melinda out a lot, and the rest of us are kind of doing what we can. So
Cool. We just get the high sign. What was that?
we just got told that we've been sitting here BSing too long, and
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, thanks, folk. Talk to you in 2 weeks.
yeah, we almost went the whole time without using any curse words.
Almost. But yeah, and think of anything you want to see us do at the park. Like we said, drop it in the comments and we'll go from there.
Till next time.